What should be a simple task, finding an MMORPG that's actually simple with no auto systems and truly addictive in that I want to play every day kind of way, has become surprisingly hard. It feels like a new MMORPG drops on the Play Store every week, but honestly I believe the best ones are still the older titles. So today let's talk about the ones that are truly worth your time. Make sure to drop a like and come with me. There's always been a lot of hype around a mobile MMORPG that truly feels like World of Warcraft, and right now this might be the closest one. Let's talk about World of Kings.
My chief!
The boiled.
We must
Retreat! Retreat! Get on your war! Clear a path! Get on.
It's a classic MMORPG focused on massive raids, complex dungeons, and the holy trinity system we all love: tank, healer, and DPS. If you enjoy group strategy, this game was made for you. It's not just visually similar either. There are 9 races and over 30 advanced classes to choose from, which already sets it apart from many generic mobile MMOs. The raids are huge, supporting up to 25 players working together. Even in 2026, the game continues to receive updates and maintains a strong, active community. Maybe I'm kind of cheating by putting this game on the list, but let's be honest, it's basically an MMORPG. It's right on the edge, so let's talk about where winds meet. Forget everything you know about graphical limits on mobile. This game proves that mobile can go head to head with PC and even PS5. What makes it stand out is how the world reacts to you. It's not just about fighting monsters. You can choose professions that actually impact the server, like becoming a doctor and helping other players. You can even play the entire story mode offline if you want, but the game truly shines in its MMO side, where cooperation is the core experience. It might not be a full MMORPG, but it's absolutely worth playing. One of the first MMORPGs released on the Play Store back in 2011, and it's still active and receiving updates to this day. Let's talk about WASPEAR Online. What makes WASPEAR unique is its faction system and strong focus on PvP. Castle wars and the battles across Arena are intense and rely entirely on strategy and teamwork. This is a game for players who enjoy grinding, a player-driven market, and a community that never sleeps. And don't think it's outdated. In March 2026, update 13.3 brought even more content and improvements for dedicated players. WASPEAR Online is a must-play, proving that classics never truly go out of style. If you're tired of getting killed by high-level players while trying to farm villagers and heroes, might be your safe haven. This MMORPG is one of the rare ones that has no PvP at all, meaning no player killing. The focus here is 100% on cooperation, community, and building your own story in a world that feels like a warm wave of nostalgia. The biggest highlight is the village system. You can own a house, grow your garden, and raise animals. But don't be fooled, the crafting system is deep, with mining, fishing, blacksmithing, and tailoring. To be honest, PvP is one of my favorite parts of MMORPGs, so this one isn't really for me, but its quality and strong community are undeniable. One of those games that can easily be called a hidden gem on the Play Store, TREEVERSE is surprisingly interesting. With a visual style that blends the charm of Zelda with the energy of a modern anime, it has finally moved past its testing phase and in 2026 delivered its Season 2. What really sets TREEVERSE apart is its skill-based combat and focus on dodging without relying on auto systems that ruin the experience. From what I've seen, the game is still new and building its community from the ground up, but it has the quality to become a major MMORPG on mobile. TREEVERSE feels like the future knocking on your door, and it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Maybe you saw Tower of Fantasy at launch and didn't like it much, and honestly I get it, but have you seen the 2026 version? Unlike most anime RPGs, the focus here is on vertical exploration. You can use jetpacks, grappling hooks, and futuristic vehicles to explore every part of the world in a dynamic way. What really sets Tower of Fantasy apart is the simulacrum system. You don't just collect characters, you collect weapons and the DNA of legendary heroes, meaning there are no fixed classes. With the arrival of version 5.0 and the new Kalo map, the game received major optimization for mobile devices, along with improvements to the gacha system and a much more balanced, less pay-to-win experience overall. Forget everything you know about classes. In TORAM Online, you can be whatever you want, and that's what makes it so amazing. The biggest highlight here is absolute freedom. You choose your weapon and mix skills from different trees to create a completely unique build. You're not locked into roles. You can make something like a swordsman with healing magic if you want. The graphics have that old PS2 vibe, but the mechanical depth feels closer to a PC level experience. It's fully cross-play between mobile and Steam, and it really feels like an old school MMORPG because of its difficulty and dedicated community. TORAM Online is a must-play, especially if you love build crafting and optimization. Forget the turn-based combat from the original game. Summoner's War Chronicles brings the Sky Arena universe into a real-time action MMORPG experience.
Insufficient range.
What makes Chronicles stand out in 2026 is its tactical combat system based on mana. And of course, you still have your monster collection aspect where you tame creatures to fight alongside. You need to manage resources carefully to use your monster's abilities at the right time, all happening on a single screen. If you start playing now, you can still catch the April Daily Draw event, which gives massive rewards to boost your progression. If you're looking for an MMO focused on collecting hundreds of creatures, this is the perfect game for you. Honestly, I really don't like this game and I just can't get into it, but I have friends who play it and it's crazy how addicted they are. Let's talk about SKYLORE. Developed by the same team behind WASPEAR Online, it's an open world MMORPG that actually respects the player. There's no auto battle or auto quest here. What really stands out is the mastery and talent system. With over 150 talents per class, you can turn your guardian into an immortal tank or a heavy damage dealer. The game has been growing fast with updates in 2026, adding modes like 3 vs 3 PvP with a bit of a tower defense feel. Dungeons also require perfect team composition between the 5 available classes. Even if you have no idea about the anime just like me, you can still enjoy SAO integral factor, and that actually confuses a lot of people. This 3D MMORPG puts you as one of the original players in the death game, letting you change events from the anime and even save characters who didn't survive in the original story. However, you play as your own custom character, which can make it feel like a simple hero story for those unfamiliar with the series. Each floor of Aincrad works as a unique open map with bosses that require group strategy. The combat is fully manual and feels similar to a dungeon crawler, and that's exactly what makes it different from a typical MMORPG experience. If you enjoy supporting indie projects and want an MMORPG with a Brazilian touch, let's talk about OHARION. This indie project proves you don't need a big studio to create a solid, lightweight, and highly addictive RPG experience. The classes like Elementalist and Paladin focus on elemental specializations, allowing you to master fire or ice to control the battlefield. Since it's an indie project, the game is still growing on its own, which brings some great positives, like a super engaged community that truly loves the game. On the other hand, it's not always easy to find more than 300 players online at once. Still, it's extremely lightweight, taking just a little over 1 GB of storage. Maybe at first glance, NAICA Reborn looks like just another pixel art MMORPG, but that's far from the truth. This game is a full package for anyone who misses that old school hardcore MMORPG feeling. The biggest difference here is the lack of fixed classes. You evolve based on the weapons you choose to use, giving you a level of build freedom that's rarely seen in modern mobile MMOs. What truly makes NAICA stand out is its focus on manual exploration. You know that auto quest button that plays the game for you? Forget it. Here you need to read the map and understand the world. I also like the race system, which feels unique and different, and this game definitely has the potential to grow strong in the mobile scene. I honestly found this game to be really beautiful and surprisingly lightweight. It feels like a hidden gem on the Play Store, so let's talk about it. It's a 2D pixel art MMORPG that focuses on what really matters, the player's journey and effort. There's no autoplay or auto quest here. The biggest highlight of KAETRAM is its skill system. There are over 17 different skills ranging from combat and magic to architecture, fishing and mining, allowing you to specialize however you want. The economy is entirely driven by players through a global market system. It's also worth noting that this is an indie project that keeps getting updates and has a very engaged community. It's definitely worth checking out KAETRAM. Don't be fooled by the cute and minimalist look of HEARTWOOD Online. It's actually very complex and can easily get you hooked. This is a hardcore MMORPG focused entirely on progression and a player-driven economy, making it perfect for those who want the depth of a classic RPG. One of its biggest strengths is the balance between combat and professions. You can spend hours as an elite blacksmith or woodcutter, since the best items in the game are crafted by players themselves. The combat is simple, which usually pushes me away, but I really enjoy the depth that pixel-style MMORPGs can offer. It's fully cross-play between Steam, Android and iOS, so the world always feels alive and the economy never stops. To be honest, I never really played classic FLYFF back in the day. I was always way more into Ragnarok, but let's talk about FLYFF Universe. The name says it all, fly for fun. The flying system is still one of the most iconic features in the genre. Starting at level 20, the world of Madrigal opens up and you can explore everything through the skies using brooms or boards. And the game avoids those cluttered systems and overloaded interfaces we often see in mobile titles because it aims to bring back the original FLYFF essence to your phone. And don't be fooled by the cute visuals. Group play and dungeons require serious team coordination. FLYFF Universe feels like a hidden masterpiece on the Play Store. If you want an MMORPG that gets straight to the point without endless dialogue or boring tutorials, Evil Lands is the game for you. It brings that classic medieval action RPG vibe where your main focus is simple: hunt monsters, loot epic gear, and keep getting stronger. Since it's a game from 2013, it runs on almost any device, though it doesn't have many of the modern MMO features we see today. The skill system is straightforward. You choose between assassin, warrior, or mage and shape your build based on your playstyle. It's a very simple MMORPG, nothing groundbreaking, but it's well made and still has a loyal community that enjoys it to this day. If you're looking for an MMORPG that breaks away from the usual big company formula and focuses purely on progression and character growth, you need to check out ETERSPIRE. It became a fan favorite in 2026 for being a pure experience built for players without abusive mechanics. The combat is more technical and reactive with area attacks that you need to dodge manually, making everything feel intuitive and easy to pick up. It's fully cross-platform between PC and mobile, and like Evil Lands, it keeps things simple without trying to reinvent the wheel. But that's exactly its strength. It's a simple game executed with mastery. Look, if you've got a powerful phone and want to push it to the limit with some of the best graphics on mobile, Dragon Raja is the game for you. This MMORPG became so popular that it even got its own anime adaptation based on its story. Instead of the usual wuxia-style games on the Play Store, it goes for a futuristic cyberpunk setting with a strong anime aesthetic. What truly sets Dragon Raja apart from other generic MMOs is its life simulation system. You're not just a fighter, you can become a chef, own a house, have pets, and do much more. Personally, I still prefer those old school MMORPGs, but it's impossible to ignore the massive success of Dragon Raja and its highly engaged community. That MMORPG with a strong survival game vibe, I'd even say it feels like a Minecraft-style MMORPG. You can choose to be a hero saving the world or just a farmer living a peaceful life in the countryside. The game starts off feeling like a sandbox, but as you progress your character, you realize you're actually deep into an MMORPG experience. The biggest difference is the freedom it gives you. You're not locked into a role, you can switch between warrior, mage, and hunter just by changing your gear. Want a break from combat? Just head back to your house. The visuals are colorful, and even though it might look a bit childish, its MMORPG depth can easily keep you hooked for hours. I think one of the biggest problems with MMORPGs is their combat. It's usually not that great, but this game completely stands out. Let's talk about Crystal of ATLAN. You can launch enemies into the air and continue your combos mid-air with insane freedom. It almost feels like a Devil May Cry style system, but in an MMORPG format. It's a heavy game, so be ready to have around 10 to 15 gigabytes of free space, but the mobile optimization is actually impressive. The game offers more than 10 classes with huge skill trees, but what I personally enjoy the most is its PvP. The 1v1 mode is easily the best part. I could play it all day, but I still need to level up my characters too. Forgotten for a long time, this MMORPG still manages to be surprisingly interesting even though it was released back in 2014. Let's talk about Celtic Heroes. Forget autoplay and modern conveniences here, the journey is truly epic. The world is massive and progression is earned through effort. You can choose between warrior, druid, mage, ranger or rogue and dive into a system where teamwork is essential. High-level raids are a big part of the game, and just like classic MMOs, it even supports raids with up to 50 players. The game is heavily focused on community and a player-driven market. It may lack modern systems and features, but that simplicity is also what makes it stand out. This is one of the most complex MMORPGs I've ever found on the Play Store, mainly because of a mechanic that makes everything way more intense. Let's talk about Born Again Online. In this game, death is permanent. Yes, you heard that right. If you die, your character is gone. It's an MMORPG focused on fast-paced combat and permadeath, where a single mistake can erase hours of progress. What really makes it stand out is how it blends roguelike elements into a massive online world with a hack-and-slash combat style that feels quick and punishing. And yes, there are some ways to avoid losing everything and at least save your items, but even then, it's still way too hardcore for me. If you enjoy a darker tone and a fully 2D gameplay style, Astra Knights of VEDA might be your kind of game. It's a tactical action RPG with a dark medieval art style that's honestly mesmerizing. What really stands out is the combat. It brings back that golden era of side-scrolling games but adds a modern tactical layer on top. The game is labeled as an online RPG, and while exploring cities you can interact with other players and form groups. It might not fully fit the MMORPG category, but it definitely has that vibe if you wanted to. Even in 2026, the game keeps receiving updates, adding new characters and improving its 5v5 PvP mode.
Defense posture! Yanko!
If you miss those classic anime MMORPGs from the 2000s, AEROTALES Online is perfect for you. Like some other games on this list, AEROTALES feels almost like an indie project, but it already has more players than most indie MMOs and might even be considered a well-established title at this point. Beyond battles and dungeons, the game features a housing and village system where you can decorate your home and invite friends over. Honestly, I didn't enjoy it that much and couldn't really get into it, but it's undeniable that the game deserves its spotlight. If you're looking for an MMO to make friends, it has an amazing and welcoming community. An MMORPG where you can literally save the world, but it never takes itself too seriously. The focus here is pure fun with bizarre quests, cheesy jokes, and a unique art style that feels like a cartoon brought to life. What really sets this game apart is its multi-class system. You don't need to create multiple characters with a single avatar. You can master every class in the game and switch between them anytime outside of combat. Even though it's quite old, the game is fully cross-play, and unlike many others on this list, it still has a large active player base. Its passionate community also makes it clear that this is not a pay-to-win experience. And that's it. These were some of the most interesting MMORPGs you can find on mobile right now. Now I want to know from you, which one caught your attention the most? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next list. See you in the next one.